music. You know, back in the day, they had "Do It in the Butt." I could only imagine what those young people's parents felt like. Do it in the
What?
what? Excuse me?
Time out. What song was called "Do It in the Butt"?
What's out there? Like, why not?
It's whack. It's whack because one, Young Miami is a cultural icon right now. You know, like,
Oh. She got
bro,
one. She got one hot song. The cultural icon is a big term.
she's moving culture in a way that she's bigger than the song. She's bigger than the song. Young Miami. The song is big because she's big. It's her.
We are the vocal line. Can you hear me? Turn it up. Can you hear the sound? We are the vocal line. Yeah, we do it for the love and we spread it around. Oh,
So let me ask y'all, right? Something came up in the middle of the BET Awards. So the moment when Young Miami went onto the stage, the entire audience started singing Young Miami's song, "Spin That." And it, like, for about like 10 seconds, it was kind of like awkward, but also like a moment happened, right? And then she started dancing along with it and stuff, and then that triggered I wouldn't say a firestorm, but just a really like meaty conversation by India.Arie. India.Arie went online and said, "Hey, you know, we should be careful about what we listen to and what we allow into our ears." So I saw a clip online where there was these kids on a bus, a school bus, and they were singing this song from Young Miami. And the song is basically saying, you know, in India.Arie's thoughts, it's a very negative song, and it's kind of like a bad, you know, representation of Black culture, and it's not really a good influence on young kids. So she just stressed, hey, we should be a little bit more selective about what we listen to and look for more positive content. And that sparked a big debate. So I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about that. What are you guys' thoughts on hip hop artists, you know, and creating content, but also being scrutinized about the content of their songs as being negative or you know, not motivational? Do you think that music has that level of influence to move an entire culture to behave a particular way?
1000% music does have the power to influence our culture, especially young minds. So I agree with her 100% on that. I feel like, you know, a lot of it falls on just the listener, maybe if they're underage, their parents, but then again, you can't shield your kids from everything. But it's a tale as old as time. Like the music changes. The music gets more ratchet. The music gets more soulful. When we were younger, our parents were looking at us like our music was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you listening to? I didn't even get that. And now we're calling that real music because the stuff that we're now listening to, we're like, I don't even understand the words they're saying. So, you know, like, it's just something like, you know, us as, you know, the elders of the group, we just do that to each other. We judge each other's music. You know, back in the day, they had "Do It in the Butt." I could only imagine what those young people's parents felt like. Do it in the what? Excuse me?
Time out. What song was called "Do It in the Butt"? No, you're talking about
Really?
doing the butt. It's called "Doing the Butt."
Do it in the butt.
Doing the butt.
Do it in the butt.
It's not "Do It in the Butt."
Oh, it's not "Do It in the Butt"?
No.
Hey, producer. Producer, edit that out.
Do it in the butt.
Edit that out.
Do it in the butt.
He said you heard "Do It in the Butt."
I was five.
Dude, he was a freaky toddler. A freaky toddler.
Anyway.
Doing the butt caused, like, it was a cultural wave. People started doing that then. So yeah, I get your point.
Yeah.
But it was called "Doing the Butt."
Busta Rhymes had y'all. Was it y'all, or was it something else? Anyway.
No.
Okay, my point is, you know, like, we all kind of like did that to our music. To me, it just seemed unusual, and the timing of it all, because I'm like, this music has been this ratchet for the last 5 years. I will say this, though. I feel like it's only human as an artist to create something and want it to be shared with the world, and then kind of get a little jealous that what the people are actually appreciating comes out your ass. Like the shit that, you know, Miami was saying was like, what? They like that? But it's just ratchetness, but there's a niche for it. There are fans for it. But I felt like, you know, and this is just me personally speaking, I feel like India was triggered by it a little bit. Because I'm saying to myself, why now? This has been playing for the last 5 years, this kind of music. Like, this is what's out there. Like, why not?
It's whack. It's whack because, one, Young Miami is a cultural icon right now. You know, like,
she got one hot song. The cultural icon is a big term.
No,
I think you just mean that right now she's moving culture. She's not a cultural icon. Would you say that?
She's a cultural yes. Oh, she's already a cultural icon. I mean, she's there already. I mean, you got about the City Girls. You heard what she's done before.
Is she Lauryn Hill? Because I would say that's a cultural icon.
She may be. I mean, like I said, we look.
I mean, I hope so. I hope so, but I would call that.
Would
not
tell,
for the song.
but you understand something? We're not the 15 and 16-year-old girls she's talking to right now. We're not in that age group. 10, 20 years from now, when they doing BET 46, and she comes up on stage and do Spin That, and everybody remember her being from the City Girls. Period is Young Miami. Like that
Yeah,
right
I mean,
there.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's moving culture in a way that even she's bigger than the song. She's bigger than the song. Young Miami. The song is big because she's big. It's her. She could have said whatever she wanted to say. It's a catchphrase. She can spin that. And it's her voice, it's the hook, and everybody gonna follow Young Miami because she's culture right now. You know, it's no different than a Drake or a certain artist. When they are the culture, when Jay-Z was the culture, when certain artists are the culture, what they say, their lingo, their vibe is what everybody else is following. Sometimes people have that. Sometimes people have the
Let me
mic.
ask you, Kev. Let me ask you this. Like, just because a millions of people love a song, does that make the song right for culture?
No, if I'm going to tell you, you saying people love the song. I'm saying people love her, but they love the song. You get what I'm saying? She's culturally impactful. She could have said spin that shit. She could have said work that shit. She could have said move that feet. She could have said whatever she wanted to say. She's the culture right now. And I think that's what India.Arie was probably upset about is you look at her like, I don't like the impact she put. Because it's her. It's like Little Kim. Little Kim died. Little Kim had a moment. It didn't matter what Little Kim put out. It was Little Kim. She had the girl's ear. It was culture. Nicki Minaj had it too with that pink thing. No matter what she did. Beyonce do a country album. It's going because it's Beyonce. Don't matter what the product is. It's who the person pushing the product. Young Miami is bigger than the product. She is the product. She can do whatever she wants. She got a catchy song that help. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. It's like she's already hot. So like you put a little gasoline on it, it's going really fire, but she's already fire. She's already hot. Period. Everybody says period. That's her, bro. I mean, people can say that they got a catchphrase that everybody says, period. Nobody, B.
Yeah,
she's
but
gonna send a sharp show, everything.
Left, you can't relate because it's not our demographic. It's not our group. It's not what our ear is to. But
no, what I would say is if specifically to this song, my opinion on it is that like it's hella catchy. So if you got a melody, you got something that's catchy, you can throw different lyrics into it. Why is it that when you have somewhat people could perceive the lyrics as negative, and you combine the negative lyrics to the catchy melody, that's what takes off? Why does it have to be that? You know, like if I would argue that if you change the lyrics to something more positive, but still kept the melody and the beat and everything exactly as it is, but changed it to something positive, it probably wouldn't pop off.
Yeah, but a lot of it is relatable, Left. You got to remember, like, she's not just saying words. She's actually speaking a lifestyle. There are people that are actually living that lifestyle. And that was India's point, that, you know, this music that she's creating, it's not like there's little white girls out there. There's probably a couple of them, but the demographic is for black people. It's affecting us. It targets us.
India.Arie's argument, though, is that with the video with the kids, like she's saying, y'all can make it for adults, it's fine. But understand that the kids are hearing this. What is it going to do to them? So when you said in the beginning, yes, it absolutely can change, you know, how people, it can move energy. And Kev, you're saying that things can become like a Young Miami, the person or not, it's still creating a content that's going to move the culture, right? So it's not so much I don't think the big concern that India.Arie had was the the target demographic that the song is really for. The concern is be mindful of the kids that are listening to it around it because it can have an effect on them.
Listen, I'm
right?
keeping funky with y'all. There's an audience for it. We all come from the hood at the end of the day. You ain't changing the hood. There's an audience always gonna be for the hood. Everybody's not gonna be natural. Everybody's not going to put shea butter on their skin and drink alkaline water. Some people just go and smoke Newports, drink Hennessy, and try to get day by day. You know, not every woman going to go to school and be a doctor and be scholarly. Some women want to be ratchet and be outside. He speaks to that audience. It's not her fault that that audience is big and connecting with her. That's the audience she speaks to. It's no different than when Megan Thee Stallion and the Cardi B came out with WAP. You know what I'm saying? I don't cook, I don't clean.
Good point.
Where's the outrage for that? You know what I'm saying?
No, there was outrage, but it also turned into something. It became its own culture on its own. That's a great point.
We talked about how Beyonce and Destiny Child had the song Soldier. If the status ain't hood, I ain't checking for him. Better be street, if you know what I mean. How many young, impactful people I think that impacted young men? Like, damn, I gotta be a hood. I gotta be a thug to be with Beyonce. Or no, I like Beyonce, but what she like.
Fucked up dating for a while.
I don't want no scrubs. A scrub is a guy can't get no love from
scrubs?
Me. You know what I'm saying? So
that was negative in its tone and in its purpose.
So I'm like, listen,
and it's a modulation of ratchetness when you think about it. Like it got worse over the years. Like it literally got worse. The things they were saying, the things they were doing. So I mean, to Kev's point, like you can't change the machine. The machine is always going to be the machine. When people have an opportunity to make money off of something, how many people are going to really say, how is this going to affect the world? No, they're thinking about their pockets.
Yeah, they're thinking about their particular audience. And you really, I mean, realistically, you can't control if your target audience has kids and your target audience is listening to your song, who you made the song for, because y'all speaking on the same level and the same experiences, right? And they have their kids and their kids are listening to it. You can't control what happened in somebody's home.
It's just sad because it's just so...
When there's a song with cursing on and they're talking crazy, I turn it off and go to something else. Everybody doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So really, like you said...
You mean when your son is around? When my
son's in the car, I'll just turn...
The funny thing is, I don't think the average person even know the song like that. They know the song, but they know more of the vibe of the song than actually going down lyric for lyric and trying to hear the song. I think you kind of just know the song, like spin that, like what Flip did, doing in the butt. You don't know the words. You just like the melody and you know the popular song, so you always spin that, but you're not really thinking deep. Now, India.Arie is a grown woman, so she's listening to the words, but I don't think the culture... they just know it's catchy, it's Young Miami.
Yeah.
He speaks to a certain demographic. And
hey, yo, you call me a stupid listener?
Most of us are stupid listeners, man. I'm telling you, she's a wave.
Yo, I think I was 5.
Yo, I'm a melody energy listener. It takes me a while for me to really sit down and pay attention to the lyrics. Sometimes I was subconscious. I don't know how it works. Maybe some of you out there might understand how it works. If you do, let us know in the comments. There's something psychologically that happens. For me, I speak from my own experience. When I listen to music, I hear the energy, the melody first, and then I will subconsciously learn the lyrics without even paying attention to the lyrics. There's so many times where growing up Puerto Rican, and we go to kids' birthday parties. You know, me being a Puerto Rican, kids' birthday parties, they had this song called Desnúdate Mujer. Desnúdate Mujer, así te quiero ver. So that translates to, please take off your clothes, because that's how I want to see you naked. But in kids' birthday parties, you know, like the kid just turned 2-3 years old, and they're playing this music in the background. And I remember the lyrics, and then when I got older, I'm like, what? How were they playing that? No wonder we had kids mad young. Like, subconsciously, you know. So, like, I think you can't control what happens, right? And you make the song for your target demographic, and then it just evolves from there. And sometimes it just pops off.
One question. I'll say one thing real fast, too, because I think it speaks to what we're saying. We get on these artists saying that we giving off a perception of, hood and ghetto-ness and spin that and be all that, right? What about the artists that all they do is sing about sex and love? Is that projecting a bad image to young kids that they want to have sex now and be freaky? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was freaky, and I wasn't because I was listening to R. Kelly and Horace Brown and H-Town and all these and Jodeci, and now I want to be come and talk to me and fiending. Come on, like you can go down the
Well,
Yo,
rabbit hole.
that's a hard point. That's a hard point.
You can go down the
Let's just think
rabbit
about
hole.
like,
Listen to half of
yo,
my
it's
let's
music
let
at
R&B.
16.
You're talking about R&B, and R&B right now ain't even getting that much love, so they're definitely not going to focus on it.
We
Shit, it
talking
doesn't even get its own award by itself. They do R&B/pop. Like, bro, what the fuck am I listening? This is an R&B record, but they got to throw the pop in there. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. But that's a whole other topic. We'll jump into that probably in another episode, because the segregation of music and the blurred line between genres and what and the way it's supposed to be listed for these shows to get these awards like the BET or even the Grammys, it's convoluted. It's a mess that needs to be cleaned up. But that's another conversation for another time. Yo, you brought up that was a hard point, Kev. So like I really appreciate that. It makes me think like, so what it is personal bias essentially, right? So like if you have a personal bias, like, hey, I'm sensitive to this specific thing. You know, it could be like money and materialism. I'm against owning something that then dictates my worth. I'm against that. I'm highly sensitive to that. So then no. So like the idea of spend that is like, do whatever you can, make that money, then spend it on whatever you want. Right. It's essentially like materialism by any means necessary. And I see that problematic for some people if you're personally sensitive to that. Like sex and stuff. That's been ages, R&B. Some people who are sensitive to sex are gonna be like, nah. Like that song is too sexual for me, you know. Like that old song,
Do it in the butt?
Doodle Brown. Doodle Brown.
Hip-hop.
When I first heard that, I'm like, I can't believe they said that. But it was speaking to that, and then they boycotted that song. It's too sexual. It's too much. So this controversy has always been, and it really boils down to the personal sensitivity of the person. And ultimately, we can't control what other people do in their own homes or what they let their kids listen to. So you just have to just chill and relax, I think, personally. I mean, that's my take on it. Yeah, Kev? Flip?
No, I was just going to say that, you know, there is a personal sensitivity involved, but we can't deny that the line in the sand is getting pushed back further and further, you know, as the years go by. So in that sense, there is I'm gonna use the word unhealthy and unsafe place that this could really get to. You know what I'm saying? God forbid, you know, somebody puts out a record telling kids to kill themselves. You know, like right now that seems like I've seen to say and I've seen to talk about, but like that's what I mean by the line is getting pushed back further and further and further. Like the normalcy of what we're accepting is getting worse. We can't deny that that's what we're seeing. And not even on a personal level. That's why I used such an extreme example, you know, like, you know, a song telling somebody to kill themselves. So in that sense, it does have to be, you know, like monitored and like, you know, like we got to be careful how far it can go.
I think also we need to really like take a reality check within ourselves. Like, how serious am I making this? You know, why am I amplifying the importance of this particular thing in this song? So it's all personal bias, and we got to be able to like filter, you know, the way the things are happening, and then really like, you know, question ourselves, right? So like when I think about like lyrics and music, you know, like I can see India.Arie is probably really sensitive to like the negative views of like teaching kids making money and buying things is what, you know, it's all about. But like, you know, like old R&B, when I think about like you know, songs about sex or whatever, it never wasn't a big thing for me. But when I think about like, okay, what did R. Kelly's song, Bump and Grind, how did that song change in your mind after you learned of R. Kelly stuff, what he was doing? Because that song went from like man, this song is really amazing, and it's really like capturing the essence of what it's like of like, you know, I just want to, like, it was a sexual song, it's about sex. But then what do the lyrics mean when you take into account another data point that could be connected to or disconnected? It's a personal bias, right? You could say Bump and Grind was about pedophilia, or was
I didn't make that connection. I feel like a lot of people didn't make that connection, but you know,
He got
did
canceled.
what he did, and
He got canceled.
Yeah, he got canceled.
So his music got canceled.
Huh?
But he got canceled. His music got canceled. But let's take a song like Fiendin' and Freaking You, Knocking the Boots, Anytime, Any Place. You know, like these songs were straight out on the radio, on replay. R&B songs that had you going like, think about it. This is around puberty. You listen to this stuff right now. You in school. You hearing Freaking You. You going?
My pillow got the work.
You get what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I had an
So like,
indentation in my bed.
I mean, so
No,
like even right now, like as we speak, Jay-Z, think about what he was promoting when we was kids, being a hustler, selling
great
drugs,
point. Great point.
and we still celebrating this man. You know what I'm saying? I don't see you going out there trying to boycott him, So I mean, again, we could sit here and be the old men on the stoop, like, no, this is wrong, but this is something that's been going on for beginning of time when it
It's
comes
always
as
been.
far as music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even
Yo,
some
and
of that
there's
old
also something
blue
you
music.
said. Yo, there was something that you said, Kev, which is really important. You alluded to like there's a crowd for everything, and they're just speaking to that crowd. It's like a business side of things, So
Right.
what everybody really needs to understand is like that content is popping off because there's a crowd for it. And record labels, to be honest with you, they have portfolios of music and artists and stuff, and they release at certain times in certain segments in certain markets. It's all a business tactic on purpose. The business, the economic business structure of America, or really just everywhere in the world, needs to serve certain people in different segments. So the ignorant ghetto people who think that money is everything and sex is everything need content to feed that. And they can choose to stay in that space, and never grow, or they eventually do grow.
But it's not
You
just
just
speaking
gotta,
to that
so
audience. It's not.
yeah, it's
It,
not. It's not.
it's also speaking to the ambitious girl. It's so like it's so special. Like you get like something. You might be going to school, right? Think about it, you might be going to school to take a exam for college, and you can't spend that, and it make you motivate you to get to your bag to be on point. It's
Yeah,
what
you
is
talking about the influence. Yeah.
the influence of the song. The song is motivating at the end of the day. It don't come off, you don't think of it like that, but it is. Whatever spin that is for you, spin that. Go get that.
You 100%.
Go
That's a
get
Great
that.
hard
point.
point, Kev.
Great
When
That's
Jay
point.
Z,
it's all perspective. Yeah.
when Jay Z speaking, talk about I'm a hustler. Well, listen, when Rick Ross came on, every day I'm hustling.
Just play that shit at the library. See how that shit feel. You just in the library.
Yo, you in the gym, you go to work. You could be selling. You
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you want to do. So stop thinking that you putting the song in a vacuum. Oh, so no, that song is motivating so many people to do so many different other things.
For a mature mind, I think Left is more so alluding to the more impressionable mind that is looking
Yeah,
for
the younger
direction.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
No,
younger
no,
kids.
no.
Younger kids.
Music is energy. I feel the energy of the record give you that. Because no one's really listening to the words like that. You feel the energy. The energy is wow, I gotta go get it. I gotta be out there. I gotta push. I gotta
Yeah, but
push.
Kev, to Lefty's point, when I was listening to all those R&B records about sex, I didn't want to go to the gym. I wanted to poke something.
Exactly. Because that's what
I
the
was ready to no
because
buns getting ass. I was
that's
ready to
what I'm
get it in.
saying.
So that's what it influenced me to.
Because the energy of the record gave that. I feel the energy of the record for Young Miami gives. Let me go out there and go and spend that. Let me go. Because think about it, if I gotta spend that, what I need first, need some money. I need to work hard. I need to grind. I need to be. I need to hustle. I need to be. It's a hustle anthem. It's just in a female version of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, like you said, when
Yeah.
you heard songs like freaking you, come on, the chords, the kids, secular music. Why I'm feeling tingly. Why that chords hitting me some type of way? Why I call it the devil music? It's different, man. So like, I mean, as much as I don't even listen to hip hop as much as probably the next man, but I stopped doing that whole get off the lawn attitude because it's like it's all the same at the end of the day when you really think about it. It's
I
speaking to
respect
a
it.
yeah, and think about it.
I respect it.
Kim Kardashian's a billionaire, right? People, oh my God, she got a BBL. Yeah, but she's speaking to a demographic. It is what it is. So you mad at the world? You mad at her?
But with that, I'm gonna round it up by saying this. I think that the situation with India.Arie, it was blown out of proportion. I think it was misunderstood. One thing that came out of that I think is important for all of us to really think about is because somebody's giving their opinion on something, criticism, whether it's like positive or negative. If somebody's giving their criticism on something, that should not automatically mean hate. And sometimes subconsciously, we as humans, I think all of us, hear something that sounds negative or something that's constructive criticism and automatically say that's hate, and I don't think that that's accurate. So I think it's really important to have meaningful discussions, mature discussions, and really just think about like, how am I adding a personal bias to this? How do I really truly feel? And then ask yourself questions deeper to really understand why something is really hitting a hot button for you. And then let go of what you can't control. Like I can't control what people do with their kids. I can't control what really moves. I understand energy. I know what it is. And I move by energy, but I'm also smart enough to not react and act on what a lyric might say, you know? But with that, I'll stop it here. Thank you so much, everyone, for lending us your eyes and ears and allow us into your world. This was a meaty subject. A lot of things happen. So please let us know in the comments. Please let us know in the comments what you think. What are your thoughts there? And also, send this channel to your friends who you know would absolutely love us or absolutely disagree with us. We want to get to know all of y'all. So let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll shout you out whenever we see something out there that brings a really good discussion. And we'll catch you on the next one. We are Channel VR, just like you are Channel VR. So we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace, y'all.
We out.
We are the focal line. Hear me turn it up, can you hear the sound? We are the focal line. Yeah, we do it for the love and we spread it around.